Emotionally unavailable. According to research, it is self-criticism, it is fear of being rejected, it is one who is commitment phobic and not relationship oriented, and loving someone who is emotionally unavailable. You would know the pain of not being able to ever get close to them. They are evasive and inept to talking about their feelings. And as a defense mechanism, they have closed the door on love, and eventually they will make up an excuse and leave the relationship. And I quote, usually it is women who complains about emotionally unavailable men. This is publicly advised as being the definition when researching, whether it be on media, on Google, on Wikipedia, the term emotionally unavailable. What stood out for me was the statement, usually it is women who complain about emotionally unavailable men. That statement alone is society's error. Of course, men and women love differently. Society's flaw is discriminating both women and men, stating that women who complain about men are emotional or too emotional and therefore makes them weak. And men are emotionless and therefore makes them jerks. And by all means, I'm not an expert on the topic. I'm not a relationship advisor or counselor or psychologist. I'm just somebody like everybody with their own perception and putting my own 2 cents in. And so with that being said, are we not all guarded in some way? And is it wrong for us to protect our hearts? If so, why on earth would we want to put the risk out there to seek for love only to have another pay for our mistakes? So when you find someone who is open to love, according to the very above statement, eventually ends up getting hurt. And in fact, it is probably the very reason why society has defined emotionally unavailable as being someone who is commitment phobic. The thing is that somebody who has a guarded heart knows what love is and what love isn't, because it is the very reason they became guarded in the first place. So what I question is, do we fear being hurt, or do we fear ending up alone? Do we fear to put our hearts out there on the line in order to trust again? Not realizing that we are putting our trust in fear. And the word love, a very common word with very few understanding of the meaning. Everybody has their own personal experience regarding love and their own definitions. Personally, I believe the word love gets thrown around until the meaning gets conflicted and confusing. How many times have you heard the word love? And what would be the first thought that comes to mind? I can admit that my thoughts would be, or my answer would be, it'll be a feeling that you get from another person, a feeling that they give you, or it'll be somebody's name. But how many out there would look at the word love and think to answer with their own name? And we all know the verse in the Bible. Love is patient, it is kind. It does not envy, it does not boast, it is not proud, it is not rude, it is not self-seeking, it is not easily angered, it keeps no records of wrongs. Love is eternal. But reading that as a pessimist, I thought, oh my gosh, whatever. I don't even know what that means. Until somebody gave me the gift of understanding the difference between selfish love and selfless love. So again, this is just my understanding of the very word love between two individuals and society's mistakes. Love and infidelity. Cheating, as we all know, has and no way should be justified by revenge, sexless relationships, temptation, intoxication, feeling unloved or unwanted, etc. As we all know, they're just excuses for blaming another person for our own mistakes and masking our own faults by not saying our wrongs. This is why defense rears its ugly head. Love and comfort. Silent dinners, repetitive routines. One in the lounge room, another in the bedroom watching TV, both knowing that the other is present. Forgotten kisses and the feeling of being in a stranger's arms. A convenience because of company and settling for what they have got. My point being, at one point, both individuals have said the words, "I love you." The person being cheated on, who probably truly loved their spouse, but is now skeptical of love. The comfortability of not wanting to step out of the comfort zone because it is all they know. Because of one's experience, the outcome is not wanting a repeat. And hearing the words, "I don't want to fall in love because I've been hurt, I'm too scared to trust again, I want to fall in love but with someone who will give me their all and not have somebody break my heart." The outcome, someone becoming guarded, but also being emotionally unavailable. That doesn't mean that we can't love. The way I see it, or my own personal experience, was that instead of questioning what we were, I was happy with what I had. The person that I'm talking about had once said to me, "Don't say to me that you love me, because your love for me is selfless." And of course, back then I had absolutely no idea what he meant by that. To be completely honest, I thought what he was saying was that he didn't feel the same way for me. So I just sort of nodded and accepted what was. And one thing that got me was the very words, "Stop pushing, I won't let you go." Because the love that I had for this person, my first thought was that the person that he falls in love with, I hope she realizes how lucky she is to have somebody as beautiful and pure, for he would give her the world. And so when he first told me that he was in love with another, I automatically smiled and my heart exploded with genuine happiness for him. I don't even think he knows that he was the one that made me realize what it was to love without conditions, just wanting to see me smile when he himself was a little broken, to also show me that love does exist, something I never believed in. And because of this person, my heart stayed open and I never closed it again. And the gift that he gave me was the understanding of the meaning unconditional love. And that when you love somebody, you must love that person in a way that that person that you love feels free. And hearing him happy made me happy, even knowing that the person that he loved wasn't me. And by accepting that, I was able to let him go. So if you are with someone or love somebody who is guarded, I can assure you that they do want love. They do want to be loved. It's just being able to see their heart that they wear on their sleeve when their walls come down. And the definition of being emotionally unavailable is not making the assumption that they are commitment phobic, but perhaps seeing somebody who just needs a little time, because finally feeling right after feeling wrong for so long is one of the hardest things to get used to.